All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sean here with Blueridgesilverhound. We have a quick little market primer on stuff. The first thing I wanted to talk about is some of the more crazier packaging errors coming from the U.S. Mint, revolving around the newly released. This is the most recent product, direct from the U.S. Mint. These 2022 uncirculated mint sets. Yeah. There's some f ups in this particular set. We have a few new listings. This one right here and this one right here also. Missing Wilma Mankiller Quarter, the Philadelphia one, out of the set. We'll take a look at all of these, of course. Here's another one right here at $100. It's missing a quarter, and I guess there's a die error. This particular set right here, 2022, 15-cent coin. I don't know what that means. It's missing a coin right there. Whichever one that is. Could be the nickel, it looks like. Or, well, it's weird. This one right here actually has both the dime and nickel in the same blister area. That is insane. All right. I did this. This shocks me quite to no end. Because they've promoted the upgrade to just from the folder design of the U.S. Mint sets to a card, all right, which I think is clean, eliminates on some of the waste a little bit, cuts costs in certain areas. But come on, I mean, not putting a quarter in there, that is serious cost cutting to no end. And being on the U.S. Mint employees side, how can you forget something like that, right? It's obvious that the coins are seeded by hand into the individual blisters of the card, and then it's finally all packaged up and sealed as you would expect. There's absolutely no way that you would miss out on putting a quarter in the set. But sure enough, yeah. And then some people are going to say, well, that maybe that was played around with post-mint, when the customer received it. No, these things are sealed like Fort Knox. You literally have to take a pair of scissors to cut these out because the sealing that they use on not only the brand new 2022 mint sets, but also all of the older sets from about the last 10 to 15 years, these things are built like Fort Knox, okay? You need to cut them out to get the coins out of the blisters. Now, I haven't ordered any of these. I was going to order some, so for my promotional holiday giveaway, I probably still will, considering that I'm seeing this for the first time, all sorts of stuff happening with these sets. So the Philadelphia Mankiller Quarter, missing from this one, already has a bid. One bid, 5 days left, $29.99. We'll keep an eye out and see where that one ends. Mint set packaging errors are collected. They are collected. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not what we would typically consider to be a striking error, so to speak, much like a off-center strike or a strike through or anything like that, where it happens during the striking process. This is a packaging error. Some people would really not say that this is an error at all, but there are groups of people that will bid up on these things, and they do collect them. So something to keep in mind. So here's the next one that we have here, missing quarter. I'm really interested in knowing what this die error is. So if we scroll down to the description area, let's see, packaging error, missing quarter. So the anime Wong in this particular case, the Philadelphia version, missing from the set. And then the sideways Washington Wilma Mankiller, obverse die error sideways. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this means it's just rotated in the packaging. So there's the anime Wong quarter that's missing from the Philadelphia set, and there's a better close-up. All right, and then there's the other quarter right there. That's the Wilma Mankiller. It's just rotated. It really is not an error, because I've seen a few other sets with the actual coin rotated in the blister. But this is what you're getting here. This is the one that's $100. No bids yet. Again, something to just be aware about. If this sells for $100, I mean, that's nearly 5x your money. These things were available from the mint for, what, $22 or something like that. $25, so 4x. So yeah, I mean, this is a thing, and we're not quite past the pandemic, the period of just laziness, I guess. I don't know if it's laziness. Maybe it's just a lack of employees to fulfill a certain department like quality control. Man, I've said that till my face turns blue. But quality control, obviously, not at the forefront of the U.S. Mint's processes. So, yeah, pretty nuts. And then this one, probably the most egregious kind of error that I've seen in quite some time. Oh, man. I mean, you have both the dime and the nickel in the same blister holding. That's not going to go over well because the coins are going to be clanging and scratching and all sorts of things together. So obviously, this is going to be more of an oddity, more of that packaging error type of deal. But yeah, this thing is pretty nuts. I mean, how can you screw that up? And maybe there's a fault within the actual plastic holder where the dime just kind of migrated over to the nickel area, and now they're spooning each other, I guess. There's really no coin terminology to kind of fill that slot of what we're describing here. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy that we're seeing this. These are very well collected. All right, there's going to be a number of people that are going to be absolutely interested in things like this, in spite of the fact that in the community, the diehard error collectors, they're not going to see this as a true error in the sense of the striking component of it. They're just going to go ahead and see it as, it's a packaging error, and it's collected as a separate entity by itself. So that's the Philadelphia sale. It looks like a lot of the issues are coming from the Philadelphia cards, but let's not forget what sold here last week, and that's this one here. This is the benefit auction for Zoe 2022 U.S. Mint uncirculated set, huge packaging error, missing duplicate coins. All right, so this one's for Zoe. This set ended up going for $154 from 25 bids. Congrats, by the way. That is a handsome amount of money for this, for your benefit. But yeah, you guys remember this? They put 2 Wilma Mankiller quarters in the Denver card. So the Denver card is not immune to the quality control issues that we've seen on the Philadelphia sets a moment ago. All right, so yeah, pretty nuts. And again, why am I not surprised, right? Just more stuff coming from the Mint. They're really giving a lot of people the opportunity to make some money. Now, there's going to be a whole kind of like smaller group of people that are going to say, man, the quality control sure does suck. And it's like I refuse to order from them. And if I receive something like this, I'm sending it back. And I'm like, you could do that. If you have principles and you're kind of like, you're that type of person where you're that anal about the overall quality. And it's like, if you oversee the fact that there is a true secondary market for such things like this, sure, send it back, get your money back, get a replacement, what have you. But this doesn't discount the fact that there is a substantial market premium for packaging errors, whether you want to believe it or not. So, it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to get my $25 back, folks. Well, wouldn't you rather sell it for $100 to $200 and then, reap the rewards? It's like a tank of gas these days. So, something to keep in mind if you come across these. Probably it's more of a prudent choice to just go ahead and sell it, the same way that a few folks are trying to take advantage of the opportunity, the market, while it's still there, and just go for it. Just do it, and then buy yourself something that is going to be better for your collection. Okay, if you hate this set that much, why'd you buy it in the first place? And if you really were that down on US Mint quality, I mean, I get it. All right, we're buying these elaborate, just well put together sets. We expect the highest standard of quality for them, and I totally get it. I wish this was a little bit better, but yes, capitalism is not wrong. There are opportunists every day. If it were me, I would resell it. I would, straight up. Because that's money that could go back into the channel, into the business, and so on and so forth. 4 to 6x your money on what you had paid on the set is a pretty good profit margin. I'm not going to lie. So there you go. So that's the mint product part of the spiel here. So let's get into a coin that I had come across on Heritage Auctions, which is going to be this 1998p Jefferson nickel. Now this one boggles the mind, okay? You probably already know why. This is a coin, by the way, it's a preview coin that's going to be sold during the US Coin Signature Auction Sale, August 22nd to the 28th, so it's about a month away. But yeah, I mean, read it. Struck 100 times. Like, right, Annex. How in the world are you supposed to know that it was struck exactly 100 times? That's my question. Now, look at the holder. This thing was graded a while ago. It's in a white soap bar style slab that they used to use probably, 10 plus years ago. I'm not really privy to the timeline in which Annex had switched over designs of their slabs. I'm not as well known of the Annex timeline of slab creation than I am with PCGS or NGC. Those I know a little bit more about. And the fact that PCGS has an actual kind of like museum on their website of the timeline of the switchovers of all the different generations of slabs certainly helps. So we have this nickel struck 100 times, graded in an Annex old soap bar or OH holder. I mean, the coin looks like it. I don't know. It's crazy to look at because it's nothing like a broad strike. It's close, but if you take a close look at the coin, you're going to see quite a bit of difference between one and the other. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to kind of like blow in here and see. I can't do that. All right. Well, all right then. So yeah, you guys are just going to have to go on to Heritage's website and blow up the, I thought I could do that, but I can't, man. Oh, well, yeah. Anyways. Oh, there we are. A little bit better, right? So getting a little bit close. And you're going to see that probably it's better if I did this instead, huh? Supposed to click into it, dum-dum. And I'm talking about myself, by the way. So when we're looking at the coin in question here, you're going to see what I see, right? I mean, it looks to be, it does kind of look like it was struck a few times. I could see that because, the coin obviously never exited the striking chamber, so it had the opportunity to hit the coin multiple times, although the coin looks like it didn't rotate a whole lot because you have a pretty clear image of Jefferson's portrait on there. But, if you take a close look, everything's all kind of like smeared and smushed and, all that great stuff. But the question is, how does Annex know that this thing was struck 100 times? That's kind of like false advertising. I don't know what your guys' belief on it is, but again, graders are imperfect. I just want to know how this coin, ultimately became what we're seeing here. Here's a little bit closer look of the reverse. I mean, it's pretty nuts. If you looked at the right side of Monticello here, you could see like maybe what's considered multiple strikes because you could see the building. just kind of smeared across. Now, does that mean that it's multiple struck all the way across? And this is interesting too. I just noticed it's right here on the rim. That looks like the lines that you would see on the steps, you know, way out here on the rim part of the coin. So, pretty crazy error. It's going to be interesting to see how much this coin sells for, because I know coins that are multiple struck. Like, I've seen these statehood quarters that were struck like 4 times, 5 times, and you could see the multiple strikes events on each of the coins. Whereas this one right here, man, that's really hard to do. But you know, what's also crazy, I just noticed, is see the rim area right here where it's kind of like you have multiple lines. You know, those might indicate extra strikes, and it's all over the place here as well on this rim. There's just a lot to dissect here. This is just a very unique error. And it's probably nothing that I would say you're going to find just in circulation. I mean, obviously, this coin is from 1998. So, if anything, it was probably found in a mint-sewn bag where a lot of these type of weird errors pop up. You know, and these things have, you know, like 1,000 coins or 5,000 coins or whatever the case may be. I know with Lincoln Cents it's 5,000. So that's how big the bags are, and they're the canvas bags, the old ones that were distributed from the Federal Reserve Bank and into the banking system. So yeah, pretty crazy. I don't know. I'm at a loss for words of what we're seeing here. Would love to hear you guys' theory on what's happening here. I mean, do you agree with Annex? Do you think they're out of their mind to assign this kind of error designation on a coin that is that's really hard to do any of that kind of legwork? But part of the Mahal collection, part 7. All right, I don't know too much about that particular collection, but this is unique, and oftentimes it's not something that you see multiples of out in the open market. But yeah, let me know. What do you guys think about this crazy coin? And that's going to go ahead and do it for this edition of the Blueridgesilverhound video series of weird oddities. But yeah, I don't even know how much this is going to sell for. Don't even bother asking. It's a wait and see moment. Let's just see where it ends up at and then go from there. Might be a few $100, might be a few thousand. So, well, that's going to wrap it up. I'm your host, Sean, with Blueridgesilverhound. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for all your views and support. Love you guys. And yeah, we are collecting, y'all. Coinaholics, stay true. All right, see you guys.